this is my most recent leg, and it's the most advanced by far. It's called the BiOM foot, and as far as I know, I'm the second person in the UK to have it. Due to its very high cost, it's £55,000. I'm not sure that many people in the UK do have it, but I've seen it in a lot of like TED Talks. A lot of the guys, who are talking about the future of prosthetics all seem to be wearing these. Now, it's what it does seems to be very simple, but actually what's going on inside is very complicated. I don't know, obviously not being an electrical engineer myself, I can't tell you exactly what goes on inside, but we've got a carbon fibre blade, which is what a lot of the analogue legs have. But here, this particular kind of motor component, it's powered by a little battery here, which lasts, well, I wouldn't know exactly how long it lasts for, but I get through about 3 batteries a day, and then it's a case of, get a taxi home. The foot fully articulates, which a lot of the previous legs I had would be very fixed. Now, this really helps me on a whole multitude of different terrains and surfaces. Hills were very difficult for me in the past because without having that movement of the ankle, I'd be putting all my pressure into one toe or the heel, which would result in a lot of sliding and falling over. It saved me a lot of embarrassment, this, because obviously there's less falling down the likes. It's caused a few embarrassments, like when I've tried to dance, which I'll get onto another point. But analogue legs tend to work in such a way where they'll store the energy through this carbon fibre spring, and it's kind of kinetic energy that's stored in an elastic sense, and then it's allows you to then push off at the end of the stride phase. The problem with that is it's only 15% effective, so 100 kilos of me goes down, 15 kilos goes out, and the rest of it is my own kind of hard work and elbow grease. So you end up with one leg that starts to tire out, and that gives rise to the exacerbation of phantom pain, and your nerves start to get a bit raw. Now with this, if I put 100 kilos down, 100 kilos will bounce back out. Now to begin with, it was rather strange because it was almost like walking on a pogo stick, and I had to learn not to really put too much pressure in because my leg was really starting to kind of fire off. For my longer term goals, just for living and getting about, this means I can go to festivals, which is a big passion of mine. I can do fell walking again because of the amount of terrain that this can cover, and also rather than having to rely on my own energy reserves, this gives me the ability just to, well, it is like, as I say, like having my old leg back. As technology keeps developing, things will be getting cheaper, more advanced. The batteries will be getting stronger and smaller. And the umbrella company that owns this, owns the BiOM company. There's a lot in the way of technological advances with nanotechnology, exoskeletons, and I'm very excited to see kind of what that holds. I mean, we're looking at kind of augmentations that can even augment and improve able-bodied people, and it's getting to a point now where perhaps people with disabilities might even be more able-bodied than able-bodied people, and I think that's absolutely incredible. So I'm really excited to see what the next stage of development holds for prosthetics, and just to be on the forefront of a real kind of technological revolution, and to be a very willing guinea pig, is something incredible. And I'm really excited to see where things lead. Now, for all the people that work behind the scenes, for all the small, tiny parts in this, such as microchips and things, these bits of circuitry, are taken from different factories all around the world. And I guess the people who are behind the scenes working on these don't get to see the final product or what can be achieved. But from where I was when I first lost my leg to where I thought it'd be to where I actually am now is remarkable. And I was big up to the geeks out there, and just keep on innovating, because you guys are the future, and you're helping guys like me to really be part of something special. So thank you.